Realizing the critical situation, Ye Wu attempted to deal a final blow to the commander by conjuring a fire dragon through magic. However, the commander managed to repel the magic, stating that if he were hit by Ye Wu's low-level magic, he wouldn't deserve to be at level 45. At this moment, the lady urged Ye Wu to escape once again. Miss Mo was genuinely concerned that Ye Wu might meet his demise if he continued to face relentless pressure. Ye Wu, however, insisted that escape was impossible and asked Miss Mo to refrain from speaking. Ye Wu remained resolute in not conceding defeat, as he still had his upcoming performance. Without hesitation, Ye Wu thrust his sword into the ground, unleashing a sizable firestorm around the Black Tiger commander. Unfazed by the flames, the commander questioned if this was Ye Wu's only skill, suspecting that Ye Wu might be there for amusement. Despite the playful atmosphere, the commander's intent to swiftly eliminate Ye Wu became evident, moving with lightning speed. Surprisingly, a masked man, presumably Ye Wu's deputy, intervened, subjecting the commander to a barrage of attacks from a formidable firearm. The commander realized that Ye Wu had eliminated his deputy, who wielded a powerful weapon. Desperately attempting to block the onslaught, the commander found himself struggling against the onslaught. Ye Wu urged the commander not to make a scene over the obvious demise of his deputy. The weapon, now equipped with support turrets and special effects for automatic targeting, intensified its assault. Elevated to level 40 with unlimited ammunition, it overwhelmed the commander. Ye Wu smiled, revealing that the gun turret was crafted from an epic weapon. The surprise in the commander's eyes indicated that Ye Wu's creation had surpassed expectations. The commander's protective shield eventually succumbed to the relentless attack and shattered. Evading the weapon's assault, the commander sprinted in all directions. Yet, the weapon, with its rapid firing speed and the ability to automatically track movements, persisted. The commander grew increasingly frustrated, attributing the weapon's effectiveness to its special effect of unlimited bullets. Ye Wu took satisfaction in the commander's predicament, explaining that the firearm's modifications included the capability to follow its target automatically. The commander pondered whether Ye Wu had seized the opportunity, believing that Ye Wu should have sacrificed most of his health before deploying the weapon. As Ye Wu continued to pursue the commander with the relentless firearm, the commander acknowledged that Ye Wu's abilities had indeed surprised him. However, the removal of the firearm's flexibility had become a strategic disadvantage for Ye Wu. It became a permanent target in Ye Wu's opinion. Ye Wu's decision seemed foolish to him because he believed that an epic weapon had been wasted. The commander, in the end, successfully destroyed the weapon with a single attack. However, just as the commander thought the battle was over, Ye Wu appeared behind him, declaring that the real show had just begun. Before the commander could react, Ye Wu attacked him with a dagger with a special effect called Improved Poisoning. This dagger had a one-hit special effect on humanoid creatures within a certain level. The lower the target's HP, the higher the chance of triggering this special effect. The commander, taken by surprise, immediately fell and coughed up blood from the impact of the heavy attack. As a result, the commander's HP decreased by 5%. Ye Wu questioned Miss Mo about this, and she explained it as a long-standing conspiracy theory in the safe zone's darkness, dismissing it as something not worth bothering about. Miss Mo invited Ye Wu to join her group, stating that with his abilities and services, he was qualified. Ye Wu, before deciding, asked to discuss potential benefits. Miss Mo smiled and questioned whether Ye Wu believed that the Hamo group couldn't provide him with abundant benefits. Ye Wu explained that he tended to be more careful and thoughtful before making decisions. Suddenly, Miss Mo's two special guards grabbed Ye Wu's shoulders, stating that it was an honor for Ye Wu to receive Miss Mo's invitation, and he should have been more mindful of his identity before making a request. Miss Mo intervened immediately, telling the guards to let Ye Wu go. She mentioned that Ye Wu had saved her life, and there was no need for such formalities. After instructing the guards to check on the condition of other students and ensure no remaining Black Tiger members, Miss Mo sat on a sofa. Ye Wu, with a touch of humor, asked the guards to leave some Black Tiger members for him as they could provide gifts. Once the guards left, Miss Mo acknowledged Ye Wu's love for money. Ye Wu confirmed this and expressed surprise that Miss Mo accepted someone driven by a desire for wealth. Miss Mo explained that in this cruel age, strength could bring beauty, money, and power. It was the law of nature, and people with similar desires had extraordinary qualities. Ye Wu was puzzled by Miss Mo's reference to quality and similarity. Miss Mo, leaning in closer, stroked Ye Wu's cheek, explaining that desire could drive everything, and she could provide anything people wanted. Yiwu realized that the woman before him was more dangerous than he thought. After the incident with the Black Tiger Group, the principal personally thanked Yiwu for saving Miss Mo and the entire academy. Yiwu humbly stated that he couldn't allow evil in the academy, keeping the principal's teachings in his heart. The principal praised Yiwu, calling him a genius and a shining child in the academy, despite his seemingly unchanged level in the past 3 years. The principal excitedly promised great academic achievements and special awards for Yiwu. The principal immediately ordered Secretary Wang to gather the school's teachers and students to explain the accidental attack and give special credit to Yiwu for his bravery. However, Yiwu requested the principal to postpone it, considering everyone was still in shock and needed comfort and rest. With a smile, Yiwu expressed that he didn't need any special rewards. As long as the exchange of transcript bonus points and first prize bonuses were given on time, he would be satisfied. The principal, however, emphasized that with more than 990,000 copies of Yiwu's points plus an additional 500,000 in rewards, the nominal value was only more than 1.1 million. According to him, this amount was too small compared to Yiwu's achievements, and there were special awards not worthy of repaying Yiwu. In the end, Yiwu had to surrender in the face of the principal's determination, feeling there was nothing more to do or discuss. Before bidding goodbye, the principal announced that the academy would be closed for 3 days starting tomorrow, advising Yiwu to use the opportunity to have a good rest. Yiwu leaving the room, the school recognized Yiwu as a true hero. An inconspicuous Yiwu on an ordinary day had done something truly extraordinary. The principal instructed Secretary Wang to prepare 2 million in items within 3 days, and he would personally hand over all the gifts to Yiwu. Yiwu immediately went to the hospital again to check on his family. This time, Yiwu's father could sit and laugh, though his body was still weak. His mother and Yiwu's sister advised his father to rest more and not get too excited. Yiwu overheard that his father's recovery would be slow, and he wondered if there was any medicine to speed up the healing process. Suddenly, Yunfei asked about yesterday's dungeon contest and if Xiao's older brother got a good ranking. Before Yiwu could respond, the doctor entered the room with the hospital dean. The dean had just returned and wanted to see Yiwu's family after hearing about their situation. Dean Zhang apologized to the entire family for Director Fan's attitude, expressing embarrassment over the director's failure to follow medical principles. Yiwu welcomed and thanked the dean, taking the opportunity to apologize for his impulsive actions. He assured us that he would compensate Director Fan for the medical expenses. Yiwu realized that making a direct apology, especially from a high-ranking person like Dean Zhang, was not an easy task. After conveying his words, Dean Zhang turned around and asked everyone to rest well. The dean's visit brought a sense of closure and reconciliation to the family in the aftermath of the challenging events they had faced. Before the old dean left the room, Yiwu asked him to stop because he wanted to inquire about any quick cure medicine for his father. Dean Zhang responded that he was already aware of Yiwu's father's situation. If they wanted his father to recover soon, they needed to use a special medicine. Although the hospital had an antidote, it was expensive due to its effectiveness. The father immediately urged Yiwu to stop thinking about it, insisting that he just needed rest and there was no need to spend money on expensive medicine. However, Yiwu argued that the price was not important, and if the hospital had it, she would immediately use her card for the medicine. Seeing the card in Yiwu's hand, Dean Zhang recognized it as Miss Mo's black card. He inquired how Yiwu got the card, to which Yiwu, with honesty and an innocent face, explained that it was given directly to him by Miss Mo from the Hanmo group. Yiwu asked if the card could be used in that hospital, and Dean Zhang confirmed that the card was free to use at all Hanmo group properties. Dean Zhang then instructed the doctor to quickly retrieve 3 special antidotes from the safe and move the esteemed patient to the most expensive VIP room in their hospital. Dr. Howard obediently followed the dean's orders. Meanwhile, the entire Yiwu's family was confused by Dean Zhang's sudden change in attitude. He explained that their hospital was also part of the Hanmo group, making it akin to seeing Miss Mo herself. The dean apologized for his earlier slowness and promised the top 3 bids as gifts for the family. Yiwu hearing this, Yiwu looked at the card in his hand, realizing its significant power. He approached his older brother, asking how he obtained the black card of the Hanmo group's eldest daughter and what happened between them. Yiwu replied that it was a long story and promised to share more details with his little sister later. Suddenly, Dr. Howard entered the room in a panic, informing Dean Zhang that all the valuable medicine in their possession was lost. Everyone in the room was shocked by this news. Ye Wu thought carefully about the situation and concluded that the thief must be an insider who knew the location of the safe and how to open it. Ye Wu immediately suspected Director Fan as the person who stole the precious medicines. Dean Zhang asked Dr. Haoran if he knew the identity of the perpetrator, and Dr. Haoran revealed that he had checked the CCTV footage and found out that Director Fan was indeed the one who had stolen the drugs. Dean Zhang was immediately furious, vowing not to forgive Director Fan. He regretted bringing Director Fan back to the hospital and quickly apologized to all the family members for not handling the situation well. The dean assured them that he would take special care of Ye Wu's father, even though an immediate cure was not possible. He mentioned that they could accelerate Ye Wu's father's recovery rate. Ye Wu expressed understanding, and then inquired about obtaining the precious medicine outside the hospital. The dean explained that it was a top-tier display item, practically priceless. While they could try their luck at an auction house, Ye Wu could also ask Miss Mo, as the hospital's medicines were supplied by the Hanmo Group. Ye Wu, however, hesitated since he had already taken 20 million from Miss Mo, and asking for more might harm his impression. Convinced that Director Fan stole the drugs for monetary gain, Ye Wu speculated that the black market might be the only option for selling them. He informed the dean that he would be going to the black market again and asked the dean to take care of his father, to which the dean willingly agreed. Apologizing for not being able to help more, the old man even bowed to Ye Wu. Dean Zhang immediately sought the doctor's guidance on moving the patient to a VIP room with the best treatment. Ye Wu personally thanked Dr. Haoran, acknowledging the excellent care his family received. Ye Wu believed that Dr. Haoran deserved even more respect due to his professionalism and good character. With the hospital director's position vacant, Dean Zhang promptly appointed Dr. Haoran as the director, a role Dr. Haoran couldn't refuse. Grateful for the appointment, Dr. Haoran thanked Dean Zhang for his kindness. As Ye Wu left the room, he advised his father to rest well and left the matter of the antidote in his hands. Ye Wu's parents were concerned about their son's trip and extravagant spending, but Ye Wu eagerly inquired about how his older brother managed to attract a wealthy woman like Miss Mo in just one day. Observing his family's expressions, Ye Wu was shocked and faced questions about what kind of man he was. Yunfei, noticing her brother's nervous expression, decided to investigate the relationship between him and Miss Mo. Yunfei eagerly raised her hand, expressing her excitement to join Ye Wu in finding the top bid. However, her older brother insisted on handling it himself, advising her sister to rest in the hospital. Despite his refusal, Yunfei wore a sad expression, teary-eyed, mentioning how she had been almost bored in the hospital and still hadn't heard her older brother's story about the dungeon contest. Ye Wu, unable to resist his little sister's persuasive move, Ye Wu finally agreed. He advised Yunfei to always listen to him and not wander around alone. Yunfei, with a cheerful face, assured him that she knew better and was not a 3-year-old child. However, their father chimed in, stating that as long as Ye Wu was unmarried, he was still a 3-year-old child in their eyes. Though upset, Ye Wu's expression brought laughter from the other family members. On their way to the black market, Ye Wu briefed Yunfei about the events in the dungeon and the attack on the academy. Yunfei now understood why her older brother was close to Miss Mo. In Yunfei's opinion, 20 million seemed too little, considering Miss Mo's life was priceless. The older brother promptly asked Yunfei to be quiet, emphasizing the need to keep their wealth discreetly when away from home. Reprimanded by her older brother, Yunfei covered her mouth but then questioned why they had to go to the dangerous black market, suggesting it might be better to look for the drug at an auction house. Ye Wu explained that while the black market was not safe, it had the most complete goods. He reassured Yunfei that with him, her safety was guaranteed. Ye Wu firmly believed in this, as Ye Wu was confident about going to the black market this time, given the significant increase in strength and the substantial amount of money they now possessed. However, just a few steps before reaching the black market area, 3 men confronted them, demanding money. In such situations, Yunfei always took the initiative to face danger and asked her older brother to go first. One of the thugs taunted Ye Wu, suggesting that as a man, he had only reached level 4 and needed protection from a woman. This became a source of ridicule and laughter from the thugs, with Ye Wu becoming the object of mockery. Despite the situation, Ye Wu immediately asked his little sister to step back, considering her weak body condition at the moment. Yunfei decided to delegate all the tasks of fighting and killing to his older brother, determined to shield his little sister from any more suffering. As the thugs approached, Ye Wu, the older brother, asserted that he didn't want to resort to violence in front of his family. Instead of succumbing to fear, Ye Wu challenged the thugs, stating that if they wanted to survive, they had to leave immediately. This bold move angered the thug leader, who raised his arm to strike Ye Hao. However, a sudden intervention occurred. A sword swiftly pierced the thug leader's head, ending his life instantly. Ye Hao, appreciative of the unexpected turn of events, observed as a man, as fast as lightning, ran to his side and efficiently defeated the remaining thugs. Despite the thugs' anger, they were helpless against the mysterious man's swift actions, and soon, all of them were defeated. Curious about his savior, Ye Hao inquired about the man's identity. The handsome man, with a smile, claimed to be just a passerby. Ye Hao unconvinced, Ye Hao pressed the man to reveal more about himself. The mysterious man downplayed the significance of details, emphasizing that the key to a real man lies in actions rather than words. This response annoyed Ye Hao, as he felt the mysterious man had taken credit for his experiences. However, the man continued to dismiss the importance of revealing his identity, stating that appearance is secondary to true character. While Yunfei found the mysterious man handsome, he also felt a sense of familiarity in the man's face. To dispel her imagination, Yunfei resorted to pinching his own cheeks, reminding himself of the dangerous journey they were on. The mysterious man, known as Anxiang Cheng, acknowledged that the black market was a perilous place. Recognizing Ye Hao's bravery for entering such a dangerous territory, Anxiang Cheng offered to guide them through the black market safely. Ye Hao, cautious about trusting strangers, listened to her sister Yunfei, who warned that Anxiang Cheng might be a fraud trying to gain their trust. Despite Anxiang Cheng's recent assistance, the siblings couldn't verify his true intentions. Anxiang Cheng reassured them, acknowledging the importance of caution but asserting that he had no ulterior motives. He explained that as former academy students, he felt obligated to help students like Ye Hao and Yunfei. As Anxiang Cheng led the two siblings away from danger, the siblings remained suspicious, uncertain of the true nature of their mysterious companion. However, Anxiang Cheng's intentions seemed genuine, driven by a sense of duty to assist fellow academy students in navigating the dangerous path ahead. At that moment, Yunfei had a realization that the handsome man in front of him was none other than the star of the academy in the past, Anxiang Cheng. No wonder Yunfei found the face of companion familiar. Anxiang Cheng confirmed his identity and shared that it had been several years since he graduated. The news about his status as a high school star had only recently reached. Anxiang Cheng, also known as Anxiang Cheng Senpai, was acknowledged as the first genius in the history of the academy. He achieved remarkable success, getting invited by a professional team after just 1 year in the academy. By the time Anxiang Cheng Senpai graduated, he had reached level 20. His talent was undeniable, and even though he could have relied solely on his strength, he became more famous among women due to his visible face. Women were confident in Anxiang Cheng Senpai, expressing gratitude for his senior's help. Despite Anxiang Cheng Senpai's impressive background, Yunfei questioned whether they should trust their senior. Ye Hao, Yunfei's older brother, responded that for now, it didn't matter. They could follow the senior first, and if any issues arose later, Ye Hao would take immediate action. In this era, Ye Hao realized that complete trust couldn't be placed in anyone except for family. Anxiang Cheng, the popular senior and former academy star, was only at level 30. However, he expressed a willingness to give his experience points to Ye Hao, and Yunfei had no reason to refuse. When Ye Hao inquired about the professional team Anxiang Cheng joined after graduating, Anxiang Cheng revealed it was the Emperor team of Huangzheng Group. Ye Hao was astonished to learn that the Emperor team was the second-ranked team after the Mo Gong team, making their seniors' achievements extraordinary. Anxiang Cheng humbly mentioned that he was currently an Emperor's reserve team, not a member of the core team. Ye Hao found it coincidental that his popular senior ended up in Emperor Group. In response, Ye Hao decided to ask the system for information about Crazy Moss's account. Weiss, the system promptly appeared and inquired about how it could help. Ye Hao asked where he could obtain an attribute that could survey targets. Weiss sought clarification, asking if this was a test of physical conditioning or more like perspective. Ye Hao rejected the idea of a physical test and envisioned a tool that could examine a person's body with a penetrating perspective through their clothes. Weiss cheerfully acknowledged that such a tool could be created, but currently, the perspective attribute couldn't be generated at Ye Hao's current link level. Ye Hao swiftly dodged the idea of creating a certain attribute and instead inquired if there was one that could discern whether someone was lying by monitoring their breathing or heartbeat. Weiss assured Ye Hao that such a task was easily manageable. Weiss explained that while heart rate or breathing could be deceptive due to training, Scanning the target spectrum and detecting biological magnetic field fluctuations would provide accurate results. Deciding to experiment, Ye Wu approached Yunfei and asked her, with a serious face, who was more handsome between him and senior Antiong Cheng senpai. Yunfei, with conviction, claimed that her brother was the most handsome man in her heart. However, Weiss quickly identified her words as lies. Moving on, Ye Wu approached Antiong Cheng and inquired if the seniors were aware of or had heard about the recent events at their academy, as it seemed to be related to the Huangjing group. Antiong Cheng, looking puzzled, admitted he hadn't heard anything, prompting Ye Wu to share that some classmates mentioned the Emperor team of Huangjing group coming to the academy to select talents. Weiss detected that the senior's words were not lies, even though he appeared suspicious. Ye Wu, concluding that there wasn't an immediate threat from Antiong Cheng, requested the senior not to pay much attention to the information, suggesting it might be inaccurate. Finally, they reached one of the entrances to the black market. Antiong Cheng was warmly greeted by the two door guards who hadn't seen him in a long time. Antiong Cheng explained that he had been busy training with the team but took a day off to visit the black market. One of the gatekeepers commented on Antiong Cheng's hard work, acknowledging the fierce competition to get into the first team. Antiong Cheng expressed gratitude and assured them he would strive to become a core member soon. However, the atmosphere changed when the two door guards noticed Ye Wu's presence. Concerned that they might disturb Ye Wu, Antiong Cheng quickly claimed that these two people were his friends and should be allowed through. Surprisingly, the entrance gate guards spoke highly of Ye Wu, causing an unexpected turn of events. They offered the best cigarettes to Ye Wu, and Antiong Cheng was surprised by the friendly attitude of the two door guards. He wondered how they could be friendlier to Ye Wu than to him. Ye Wu, being a student, refused the cigarettes, and the guards explained that they didn't need to be too friendly towards him. However, they insisted because Ye Wu's power had already spread throughout the market. They were surprised that someone could refuse Miss Mo's invitation to join the Mo Gong team. Apologizing for previously offending Ye Wu, the guards praised him as a mature figure. Ye Wu, in a hurry, asked his sister to let him in, feeling that the black market area was great for bringing news quickly. The chief door guard welcomed Ye Wu and praised him, warning him about slippery roads. Ye Wu felt grateful for the assistance and quickly entered the black market. As they walked down the hall to the main area, Yunfei asked how her brother got an invitation to join Hanmo's team. Ye Wu briefly mentioned the story, and Antiong Cheng, walking behind them, thought they must be joking. It seemed strange that someone with such high-level equipment could invite a level 4 student to join their team, but it made their relationship smoother. With Antiong Cheng's help, Ye Wu and Yunfei finally entered the black market. Ye Wu thanked Antiong Cheng for the assistance, and before leaving, Antiong Cheng sent a friend invitation. Ye Wu considered it, and Antiong Cheng said they were destined to be at the same university, suggesting it would be better for them to be friends to help each other when needed. Ye Wu thanked Antiong Cheng and accepted the friend request, with Antiong Cheng reminding Ye Wu to leave the black market immediately after finishing their business. Grateful for the help, Ye Wu and his sister left without further trouble. However, Ye Wu sensed that Antiong Cheng was becoming interested in him. Even though Ye Wu was honest, Antiong Cheng showed signs of suspicion and caution. Yunfei then called her brother, unsure where to buy the antidote in the huge place. Ye Wu found himself in unfamiliar territory. Initially taken to the VIP area without the chance to transact directly, he felt the need to seek assistance. However, he sensed being watched, and his eyes landed on a beautiful woman at the bar. She greeted him, and even offered to buy him a drink. Yunfei, Ye Wu's sister, quickly intervened, explaining that Ye Wu couldn't talk as he was underage. The woman laughed off the situation, jokingly engaging with Ye Wu. To Ye Wu's surprise, she knew his name and introduced herself as Siyu, the resident agent of the Hanmo group. Confirming her identity to Weiss, the robot, Ye Wu noticed a reddish-purple spectrum around Ye Wu, suggesting a seductive intent. Despite Ye Wu's attempts, Ye Wu remained focused on his purpose, buying the antidote. Siyu insisted that Ye Wu could purchase anything in the VIP room, leaving other men in the room jealous and curious about Ye Wu's origins. Yunfei, irritated by Ye Wu's advances, sought to protect her brother. Eventually, they arrived at the Hanmo Group's VIP room, where Siyu emphasized that Ye Wu could access the best services and equipment. Yunfei continued urging Siyu to distance herself from Ye Wu. Impressed by the VIP room, Ye Wu learned that it served as a trading base on the black market, with various trading bases existing throughout. The Hanmo Group held the highest level of trading authority, allowing Ye Wu to acquire rare and top-quality equipment with money. While tempted, Yiwu's goal remained focused, buying the antidote. Surveying the details of the items being sold, Yiwu realized the potential for acquiring equipment beyond his reach due to financial constraints. His primary concern, however, was obtaining the antidote. The VIP room presented a tempting array of possibilities, but Yiwu maintained his determination to achieve his specific objective within the black market's intricate trading landscape. However, for some reason, he was very familiar with the seller's name written there, Director Fan. A suspicious character, he held the position of hospital director, a role typically associated with a high salary. Surprisingly, Director Fan resorted to stealing medicine to make money. Yiwu, intrigued by this information, wanted to know the full story. Yunfei noticed that the bidder's price was unusually high. Confirming the antidote's rarity, Yiwu explained that it usually sold for 100,000 per bottle. This time, however, the price had skyrocketed to 600,000 per bottle. To add to the mystery, only Yiwu's family was selling the antidote across various platforms at this exorbitant price. Expressing his desire to purchase the antidote but with a change in approach, Yiwu inquired about direct transactions. Yiwu informed him that direct transactions were possible if he registered with the base, but the seller had to agree. Siyu agreed and sought Yiwu's help in the registration process. Siyu promptly contacted the Master Control for assistance, expressing Yiwu's wish to meet the seller in person. After a brief wait, the Master Control conveyed the seller's refusal for a direct transaction. Yiwu, undeterred, requested Siyu to negotiate again, offering a price increase to 1 million per bottle if the seller agreed to a face-to-face meeting. Master Control moved swiftly to confirm the new offer. Yunfei, perplexed by her brother's decision to raise the price, questioned his motive. Yiwu reassured her, explaining that he intentionally increased the offer to tempt the seller. If the seller agreed to a direct transaction, Yiwu could secure all 3 bottles of the antidote without any payment. As predicted, the seller agreed to the increased price and the direct transaction. Yiwu, waiting patiently, was surprised when there was commotion outside the VIP room. A voice rebelled against the situation, claiming urgent matters elsewhere. Someone countered that once the seller confirmed the direct transaction, changes were no longer possible. The door opened, and a man was pushed into the room. Yiwu, who had been waiting, became visibly angry. Director Fan, in the Hamo Group room, was equally surprised by Yiwu's unexpected presence. However, he was confident in his disguise at that time, and Yiwu would not be recognized. Yunfei immediately realized that the man before them was familiar. Of course, Director Fan dodged it, admitting he had never met them. Director Fan accused them of playing games to lower the price and asked Yiwu and the others to move quickly if they wanted to buy his merchandise. He admitted he didn't have time to play with small children like them. Yiwu casually mentioned that Director Fan worked hard enough to sell goods without getting hurt. Director Fan was very surprised because he was known by Yiwu. He didn't believe it, thinking his disguise was perfect. Now he had no quick escape and feared what game Yiwu would play. Director Fan became angry with the guards, thinking they didn't check the identities of buyers on the black market. He believed a kid like Yiwu wouldn't have 3 million to buy things from him. Director Fan felt he had the right to reject the transaction and asked the guards to move aside. However, Yiwu immediately stopped him, saying he could buy the bidder for 3 million. C, who was by Yiwu's side, was even more surprised because Yiwu had Miss Mo's exclusive Extreme Black card with a limit of up to 50 million. Director Fan, hearing this, was very surprised and curious about when Yiwu knew Miss Mo and whether Yiwu was really a rich kid. At that moment, Yiwu pretended not to know Director Fan, claiming he had recognized the wrong person before. Director Fan, a man with a burned right hand, initially planned to make up for the mistake by selling the antidote at 1 million per bottle through a direct transaction. However, before he could finish speaking, Director Fan detained Yiwu. He said the problems between them had passed, and he wouldn't mention it again. He even admitted that he was touched by Yiwu's sincerity. Director Fan blew his cover because he was tempted by the amount offered by Yiwu. He then confessed to being the director of Mozho Hospital and wanted the transaction to be carried out immediately. Yunfei was certainly surprised to see Director Fan. Yiwu immediately restrained his sister, still wanting to continue the transaction. However, before making a purchase, he asked for permission to inspect the goods first. Director Fan happily showed all the items he had, including the best antidote that only needed to be taken to neutralize any kind of poison. He admitted that he obtained the antidote with great difficulty, and even just 1 million was already a cheap price for Yiwu. Yiwu was so happy to see the antidote. He then provoked Director Fan by asking where the man could get such a valuable antidote. While examining the antidote, Ye Wu found a piece of paper stuck to the bottle with a pair of numbers written on it, in the name of Mozho Hospital. Director Fan immediately dodged it, claiming there was nothing written on the antidote bottle, and took the bag containing the antidote from Ye Wu's hand. However, he soon realized that he had deleted all the information on the bottle. Director Fan knew he was framed by Ye Wu. Ye Wu, understanding that he had heard from the previous hospital dean that the 3 best antidotes in their hospital had been stolen, wanted to know if Director Fan had stolen them. Director Fan once again dodged the question, asking Ye Wu not to frame such a good person. He also refused to make the transaction, feeling insulted by Ye Wu. In his heart, Director Fan was annoyed that Ye Wu could find out the origin of the antidote. The 2 guards standing at the door immediately stopped Director Fan, deeming him to have violated trade rules regarding the source of merchandise. On the other hand, Director Fan kept pushing to leave. At that moment, Ye Wu spoke up, stating that the Hamo Group had the right to investigate allegations of loss of assets belonging to the company, as there were no rules with the black market. Ye Wu would decide whether Director Fan was guilty or not after completing the investigation. Director Fan continued to struggle, not agreeing with Ye Wu's decision. He also demanded damages of 5 million if he suffered torture and mental damage during the investigation. Ye Wu considered Director Fan's words, questioning whether the 5 million would be commensurate with the results they might get later. Eventually, Ye Wu agreed. Ye Wu, who noticed the incident, stated that he would bear the costs if Director Fan was indeed tortured during the investigation process, as all of this happened because of him. Director Fan became even happier, making sure everyone heard Ye Wu's statement, leaving no room for regret. He also felt relieved, thinking that the Hamo Group would not frame others for such a small thing. Director Fan was confident in his innocence and believed that Ye Wu would give him the money in the end. He was certain because he had replaced the antidote bottle a long time ago, thinking they wouldn't find any evidence. Ye Wu tried to pay attention to the antidote bottle but hadn't found Director Fan's connection to the Hamo Group. Ye Wu attempted to confirm with his right eye. Ye Wu was quite impressed because, if he didn't guess wrong, those eyes were modified AR official eyes. Not long after, Ye Wu ordered the guards to take down Director Fan. Of course, Director Fan was confused at that time, insisting they didn't find any evidence but continued to blame him. Ye Wu was very angry, stamping her feet on the man's face while talking about the evidence that Director Fan questioned. Ye Wu knew that Director Fan had already replaced the original bottle of antidote, underestimating the Hamo Group. Ye Wu finally began to explain some secrets beyond Director Fan's authority. Whatever is produced by the company will be given some harmless information agent used for anti-counterfeiting. The information agent can be identified in certain ways, such as using his eyes. At that moment, Director Fan, increasingly frightened, immediately admitted his actions and promised to return the company's assets. Director Fan begged to be let go, and Yu, who heard this, became even angrier. Director Fan's confession was considered too late, and he should blame himself for having bad luck encountering Ye Wu. Those who dare to embezzle company assets will only be faced with one path. Ye Wu thought Yu would kill Director Fan because such things could be done without the permission of the security department in the safe zone. Yunfei thought the woman would kill him straight away. However, Yu didn't want to do it, not wanting to get her hands dirty. Director Fan immediately confirmed that Yu must not get her hands dirty, stating that killing him would even pollute the air. Of course, that was an excuse for Yu to let him go. He asked Yu to lift her feet and release him. Yu raised her foot, and Director Fan immediately thanked her. However, Yu immediately called the guards and told them to throw Director Fan out of the safe zone to become food for the monsters. Director Fan quickly freaked out and apologized, begging not to be thrown out, let alone become food for the monsters. However, as soon as he was dragged away by the bodyguards, Director Fan started talking carelessly. He laughed at everyone in the safe zone, being sure that monsters would enter before long, and eventually, no one would be able to escape. Director Fan claimed that only the old gods could save all of humanity. He revealed he was part of the Old World King Landing Club. Ye Wu, who heard everything, immediately thought about the Old World King Landing Club. He was curious about the information he accidentally heard, as he knew many clubs were founded after entering Earth, but he had never heard of that one. Moreover, his hearing of 2 conspiracies regarding the safe zone falling in one day was not a coincidence. Ye Wu felt like he had to investigate immediately, just in case. On the other hand, Yunfei then asked Ye Wu a question, Director Fan was part of the Hamo group, but committing the theft meant he didn't think about the consequences the company might have on him. Was it all because the safe zone would be attacked by monsters like he said? So, he dared to take risks to steal assets and get money to escape. He was quite impressed because the possibility Yunfei gave was very logical. Siyu then said that such conspiracy theories had existed even since the safe zone was built, so she didn't believe it because Yunfei also believed it. Siyu then explained again that in the 50 years since it was first established, the 9th safe zone they were in had not experienced any invasion from monsters or dark waves. Although this does not mean that there are no dangerous threats and that the zone does not have a high level of security, they still can protect themselves. Apart from that, from the start, the location of the safe zone will choose an area with a lower density and level of monsters, so they shouldn't worry about such useless things. At that time, Yiwu also handed over the antidote that they previously got from Director F. Of course, Yiwu was surprised, but Siyu explained again that the rules in the Hanmo group said that lost company assets belonged to whoever found them. Siyu then drew closer to Yiwu. However, she felt that the man should thank her because she had saved 3 million in the end. Siyu wants a gift from Yiwu. Yiwu, who was pressed, said he would give Siyu a gift as long as it was reasonable. Siyu, who was by his side, could feel Yiwu's increasing heartbeat. She guessed that Yiwu was nervous at that time. Siyu continued to tease. She asked Yiwu if he had any experience and if he needed any lessons from her. That's when Yunfei immediately stepped in to pull his older brother's body and quickly thanked Siyu for saving their money. However, she immediately said that her older brother was still a minor and would not stand such temptation. Siyu immediately defended herself and said that Yunfei had misunderstood, even though she only asked to be treated to a drink. However, Yunfei certainly did not immediately believe it. Siyu finally asked the guard to bring them flame and burning love drinks for 21-year-olds. Yiwu then told Siyu that the girl had saved his 3 million, and as a thank, he would treat her to wine, no matter how expensive it was. But Yiwu also wanted to hear about the Kuroshio monsters in detail while they drank. This is an open secret in books and public information. Of course, Siyu was confused as to why, at such a beautiful and rare moment, Yiwu wanted to talk about something like that. However, if Yiwu was interested, she would give him the home address so that Yiwu could come and chat privately all night. Again, Yunfei immediately stopped him. She even immediately pulled Yiwu's body from there and asked him to come back. Moreover, they have managed to get the antidote, and their father must be very worried about them. Yiwu immediately stopped his little sister because she hadn't bought anything on the black market previously. He planned to spend 500,000 to buy equipment in addition to the antidote. Now that he could get the bitter for free, that meant he still had a budget of 3 million. Yunfei, who heard it, certainly didn't believe it. Yiwu immediately asked her sister to calm down. Yiwu assured that he could earn more money later, but now his main priority was to improve Yunfei's equipment and level. He wanted to be able to entrust the safety of his parents to Yunfei so that he could go to the front lines without worry. Yunfei was so excited about choosing the equipment that she had to choose, even though they had 3 million. They can't just buy it carelessly. Yiwu was happy to see Yunfei so excited. Suddenly, a guard told Yiwu that it was time. Yiwu certainly understands. She immediately declared to Yiwu that they would be holding a secret auction. She wanted to know if the man would be interested in participating. Yiwu was quite surprised because he had never heard of such a thing before. Siyu explained that the agenda was only held once a month, only for those who had a high level and also had at least 20 million. Meanwhile, the transaction level on the black market is at least a VIP diamond or higher. The items sold through auction are all the treasures the team obtained in the dungeon. It could be said that the auction was the top in the safe zone. Yiwu was quite interested to hear that, but what if he didn't have money or didn't meet the qualifications? Siyu asks him not to worry as he will be the one bringing Yiwu in. Moreover, one group can only send 2 representatives to participate. Yiwu agreed, and he immediately told Yunfei to stay quiet in the VIP room and not make a fuss. The girl who was still busy choosing equipment certainly immediately understood. She was still too busy looking at the weapons that she was going to buy. Yiwu just accepted it because, for him, that was the nature of a woman who liked shopping. Siyu asked Yiwu not to worry because the VIP room would be safe for Yunfei. Meanwhile, she immediately issued a portal. Yiwu immediately guessed that the auction was in a different space. Yiwu immediately confirmed it because such an important auction would not happen in a black market with such a low-level safe zone. The auction venue is actually in a very safe room. There are entrances to all the black markets in the main safe zone. You once again just heard the fact that there are black markets in all safe zones. Siyu continued that the Qian family, who ran the black market, were not as strong as the Hanmo group, but they were still among the 10 largest groups. Not only safe zones but other urban areas also have black markets. Siyu, who felt she had explained enough, finally chose to ask Wu to leave. Wu thought about the money he had originally planned to save, but now he doesn't care about it anymore. He just needs to be prepared to protect the safe zone from attack. Wu still had 17 million lefts, and he could only spend 15 million at most on the auction. The budget was still too small for him. Even though he didn't know what his chances would be, the auction couldn't be missed. Wu ends up in the Victoria's Secret auction dungeon with Siyu, along with everyone wearing strange robes. Wu explains that once everyone enters the auction room, they will automatically wear robes to keep their identities intact. Wu finally understood because then one could just raise the bid as high as possible without thinking about each other's faces. He also paid attention to the location and size of the auction, which required a lot of money to make. Siyu asked Wu to sit down because the auction was about to start. At that time, an MC began to welcome the attendees who had arrived. He greeted those who were in the Victoria's Secret auction dungeon. The MC introduced himself as Victoria. At that time, Wu asked Weiss once again for help in the auction. He could provide an accurate appraisal based on the auction item's characteristics combined with the owner's attributes so that Wu would not spend money in vain and could buy the things that were most suitable for him. Wu was happy because the skill was very useful. Wu then asked if there were any other skills that Weiss had, but he didn't have them. Weiss said that Wu had to upgrade his account link as quickly as possible if he wanted to unlock more of his skills. Wu was a little disappointed and said he would talk about it later, but suddenly Weiss immediately realized that based on the biomagnetic field and spectrum of the person below them, it was Anseong Chung whom he had previously met. Of course, Wu was surprised that Anseong Chung was also there. Wu tried to think of Anseong Ching, who had the status and money of being a reserve member of a top-ranked team, but it still wouldn't be enough for him to participate in the auction and even sit with the chairman. He immediately understood that Anseong Ching also had secrets that were not much different from his. After that, the MC started saying that this time there would be 10 auctions of valuable items. He couldn't wait to see who would get the items. The MC started with the first item, which was a level 70 ancient magic crystal. Everyone was certainly surprised to see this rare item. The MC explained again that the crystal was obtained by a certain group of mercenaries after paying a very high price in a dungeon. These crystals will increase in level as long as they are used. The initial price is 1 million. And each price increases a multiple of 500,000. Many people quickly placed their bids. Those who saw the quality of the magic crystal wanted to know if Wu was interested in buying it. Wu knew that he had been deliberately hiding his level, but his true level was still far below level 70. The crystal would be of great help to Wu. The man knew he wouldn't be able to trick Wu with his eyes. But for Weiss, the purchase value of the crystal was 2 stars because experience points were meaningless to a great expert. For him, there is no need to buy this item if it is just to get experience points. Finally, someone bid for the crystal at 3 million, and the MC congratulated the man who had gotten the crystal. Wu didn't expect that his senior, Anseong Ching, was quite rich. He wondered what Anseong Ching needed it for, whether it was to level up quickly so he could join the core team or for some other purpose was unknown. Next, the MC showed the second item, a cell phone lock potion that can increase the cell phone lock status for 30 seconds. HP locking potions are very rare, and their quality over a long period is even rarer. The initial price offered is 2 million, and once again, each offer is a multiple of 500,000. Weiss immediately gave 1 star to the potion, which he considered ugly. Wu, who had the same title of Master of Alchemy, could even make it himself if he wanted to. Wu was even more surprised when he found out that the Master of Alchemy could make a similar potion, meaning he can use it to earn more money. Finally, the potion was successfully sold for 4.5 million. After that, the MC introduced the third item, a royal cloak or robe that can make someone fly in the sky at high speed for 5 minutes at a height of no more than 20 meters. MC offers an initial price of 3 million, and each increase is a multiple of 1 million. Weiss immediately said that the item didn't have any effect because it was just an item. Weiss immediately gave the item 1 star, but on the other hand, Wu wanted it. Weiss quickly asked Wu to calm down, reminding him that he was so poor that he wouldn't be able to afford such flashy toys. Wu tried to calm himself down, realizing that Weiss's words had some truth to them. He shouldn't spend money on such items. However, on the other hand, Siyu tried to bargain for 6 million. Yiwu was quite surprised, especially after seeing Siyu manage to get the royal cloak. She said that she can see that Yiwu liked the item. At first, he tried to think rationally, but for him, life was too short, and Yiwu also had to fight for what he liked. Sometimes being too wise is not a good thing. Siyu wanted to give the item to him. Weiss immediately asked Yiwu to be careful because currently, Siyu is in the dark purple spectrum, which meant she wanted to test it. It was then that Yiwu was grateful, but he wouldn't be able to accept it without doing anything. So far, he had been helped a lot by Siyu, and there was no way he would dare to take Siyu's valuables like that. Yiwu then asked Siyu to keep the robe for him, so that he could buy it back from her for 8 million if he had the money. Siyu finally could only say yes. She didn't expect that her good intention to give a gift would make her get an additional $2 million from the price of the robe. In her heart, Siyu had indeed intended to give the robe as a gift so that Yiwu would owe her a debt of gratitude. With a little more effort, she hopes to be able to get Yiwu to join Hanmo's team. However, who would have thought that Yiwu would be so rational? After that, the auction continued again with items that the MC said were very attractive because they had a good combination of super high usage and excellent item attributes. That item is the drawing skill Heart of Steel. The drawing skill can be used to create a humanoid MCH from a blueprint that can perfectly obey commands to fight and can also be changed and improved. The item was at Grandmaster level 10 at the time, and Yiwu wanted it very much. MC opened a prize of 2 million for the Heart of Steel drawing skill. Some were quite surprised to hear that the price had decreased significantly compared to a month ago when drawing skills were being sold for 8 million. They suspected that the manufacturer deliberately lowered the quality because they were afraid they would not be able to sell it. Another man immediately dodged it, knowing that such drawing skills could only be done by masters. Only large top-tier companies can afford to spend huge amounts of resources and money to create them. Small companies wouldn't even be able to think about it. Over the past 10 years, no more than 10 people have achieved a master's degree in engineering in the world. Yiwu, who was quietly listening to everything, was quite surprised by the fact that there were only less than 10 masters of the technique. This meant it was very precious and rare. Weiss then immediately confirmed that not only money was needed, but also intelligence and extraordinary talent that had to be far above ordinary humans, even of the various strong master's degrees. A master's degree in engineering is the last degree that a person can get. Hearing Weiss's explanation, Yiwu became very convinced. With Weiss's help later, he plans to unlock the most difficult engineering master's degree. Then he plans to carry out in-depth development and testing of these jobs. Yiwu then said that it seemed like no one would want to buy the drawing skill. Yiwu naturally wanted to know the reason because the item was priced cheaply. Yiwu explained that although the drawing skill mechanism could be improved with great potential, it is still a lone soldier type. Moreover, even if one was a master of engineering when creating a master drawing, the intelligence attribute would also be permanently consumed. So, no big company would take that kind of risk with such a low-yield skill drawing. Yiwu in his heart was very happy that everyone would be afraid to take that risk. As for Yiwu, the item was a small step for him to find out the main cause of the leak. When everyone won't bid for the item, the MC intends to close the auction. However, Yiwu suddenly raised his hand to bid. Of course, many people laughed at Yiwu's decision. They regretted the 2 million Yiwu had thrown away just for a piece of waste paper. Another man said that Yiwu was just pretending to be an engineering master. Siyu also asked why Yiwu decided to buy the drawing even though drawing skills could only be used by engineering masters. Even if it is for resale, the item will not make much difference. Yiwu probably wouldn't be able to sell it. But of course, Yiwu is not affected. He admitted that he liked the item and had no other reason not to buy it. But in Yiwu's heart, he was very happy because he got this item. It seemed to him that a fool would never know what the true value of the picture was. For them, the item may be useless, but for them, the purchase value is 5 stars. MC finally congratulated Yiwu for successfully purchasing the Heart of Steel drawing skill for 2 million. Yiwu, who received his purchased items, was very happy. For him, the picture came just in time. Apart from increasing yield, this item can be used to protect his family. The item was perfect for him. Yiwu also used lucky rings to give a special effect of random increase to the drawing skill Heart of Steel. Siyu was even happier to see him. The drawing skill level increased by 10 levels to level 20. This enhancement allowed the character to combat monsters like the ghost, demon, and spider. However, Weiss emphasized that the starting level wasn't crucial. The character could choose their gender. Weiss had envisioned a sexy female humanoid at that point, which angered Ye Hao. Despite the distraction, Ye Hao refocused on the auction, and his trip proved worthwhile. The initial goal was achieved and even surpassed expectations. The auction became more intriguing for Ye Hao when MC introduced the Dragon Skin Battle Shield with robust defensive capabilities. Weiss gave it 1 star. Next, MC presented the Blood Sword, earning Weiss's 2-star approval. The climax of the auction was the 7th item, a super rare epic level Summon Beast Demon Crystal. Its initial price was 10 million, with a bid multiple of 1 million. The crystal required magic power to summon magical creatures for battle until the magic ran out. Ye Hao found this item exceptionally interesting and planned to bid at least 11 million, possibly increasing it to 15 million. This crystal was unique, created from magic crystals that rarely dropped after defeating dungeon bosses. It was a top item in the battle-type demon crystal category. Ye Hao, at his current level, lacked knowledge of such rare items. He realized the world held many secrets waiting to be discovered. However, given his current level, he couldn't explore these secrets unless he joined Hanmo's team. Miss Mo had invited Ye Hao to join Hanmo's team, and although Ye Hao considered her words, he viewed her as a frog at the bottom of a well, dependent on others to see the vast blue sky. Despite this, Ye Hao believed in her strength and freedom, confident that he could witness the vast blue sky without depending on others. Meanwhile, MC concluded the bidding at 50 million. Weiss refrained from commenting much, citing the increasing prices over time, making Ye Hao's funds insufficient for further bids. The self-conscious Ye Hao chose to sit quietly and enjoy the rest of the day's auction. The MC then presented the 8th item, a massive tank that forced him to step aside due to its size. The tank featured a 2,000mm caliber magnetic rail cannon for electromagnetic sieges and dungeon annihilation. This tank utilized a magic crystal of electrical energy, launching super electromagnetic weapons with destructive power to attack cities. The rarity of such an item amazed everyone, although it was destined for large groups and specifically used for dungeon siege warfare with team battles of up to 100 people. Ye Hao, listening attentively, was surprised by the term Siege War Dungeon, a revelation from that day's auction. The 8th item alone provided crucial information, but Ye Hao grew impatient, anticipating information from the 9th and 10th items. The host explained that the tank was a super killer dungeon siege tool below level 40, crucial for destroying everything. Even a level 40 to 60 dungeon siege train is considered the most important and stable firepower output. It became the best weapon choice for small and medium teams to open up wastelands and attack cities. The tank's starting price was 20 million, with increments of no less than 2 million. Many participants expressed interest by raising their hands. However, Ye Hao remained uninterested, sharing his opinion that such a tool required significant storage and sewing dungeons in that manner seemed cruel. Miss Cu added that siege dungeons were just one type in the world, emphasizing the more dangerous and cruel dungeons offered greater rewards. Realizing the potential benefits, Ye Hao understood his choices: join a top team or build one himself. However, he decided it was too early to make such a commitment, focusing on the immediate options. The auction continued with the release of the next valuable item, a high-level dungeon key, specifically level 100. The shiny key's price reached 30 million, sparking excitement among participants. The level 100 legendary key was a rarity, with some attendees never having seen one despite years in the Forbidden House. The circulating information indicated that the valuable resources within a level 100 dungeon were worth at least 500 million. Miss Cu emphasized that the sought-after legendary key had a validity period. Once someone owned the key, a countdown would commence, and if the durability reached 0, the key would be damaged, rendering entry to the instance impossible. Repeated use of the key would also accelerate the durability degradation. Typically, only top teams invested in such dungeon keys. Ye Hao was shocked by this revelation and immediately checked the level 40 dungeon key, realizing that a new durability attribute had been added. A hint of rust appeared on the key's surface. Although Ye Hao knew the dungeon had to be cleared before the lock broke, he was uncertain about the location of Area C87. The level 100 dungeon key was eventually sold for 150 million, leaving Ye Hao astonished at the high value of dungeon keys. According to him, money remained the most powerful force in any era. The host then announced the climax of the day's auction, a legendary item starting from 100 million, the Resurrection Potion of Furious Elves. This legendary potion contained mysterious power, capable of bringing people back to life. The room buzzed with excitement as participants hadn't anticipated such a rare item in the auction. Some even considered mortgaging all their property for the sake of obtaining this elixir. Miss Siyu expressed anger, cursing the Qian family for not informing the Hanmo group beforehand about such a superior product. She believed the transaction price for this item would far exceed her authority in the black market. Yiwu inquired if the master of pharmacy could create a resurrection potion, to which Weiss responded negatively. Weiss explained that the resurrection potion was a taboo inaccessible to humans on any rift plane. The host, witnessing the excitement, became even more animated and passionately explained the potion's benefits. It was known that even in this age, such a skill was a symbol of power. Even the highest-level priests couldn't fully comprehend or control it. The host urged auction visitors to buy the potion immediately, promising a calm return to life after battle. However, the side effect was a month-long state of becoming an angry elf filled with killing desire and bloodlust. 1 month later, everyone could return to normal. Humans now had the chance to have a long life, and someone immediately offered a price of 150 million for it. Yiwu agreed, valuing life over money. However, there was something he couldn't comprehend. What exactly was an angry elf? Despite never encountering an elf before, he was surprised to learn about the 11 Nation. The information about them mysteriously got blocked on the internet, leaving Yiwu perplexed. In the midst of this confusion, Anseong Cheng's group surprised everyone by raising their hands and bidding at 300 million. Yiwu was visibly shocked by this unexpected turn of events. He couldn't fathom why the reserve team members would dare to bid at such a high price. Suspicion crept into his thoughts. Could the Hamo group be willing to give Junior hundreds of millions just for a transaction? Despite finding his senior suspicious, Yiwu decided it didn't concern him as long as their interests didn't clash. After the last VIP secured an amazing item for 300 million, the day's auction came to a close, and the host vanished astonishingly before the audience. Yiwu returning to the VIP room, Yiwu approached his sister, inquiring if she had finished choosing her favorite items. Yunfei hadn't finalized her selection. She asked her brother to wait a little longer. Taking a moment to express gratitude, Yiwu thanked Miss Siyu for her guidance, acknowledging that he gained something valuable from the auction and a better understanding of the real world. Miss Siyu modestly responded that thanks weren't necessary, stating that what Yiwu learned today was just the tip of the iceberg. If you genuinely wanted to explore the entire world, joining Mo Gong Team Yiwu was the way forward. Yiwu, contemplating this, promised to think about it. Yiwu then informed his sister that he would give her another half hour to choose her favorite items. During this time, he decided to purchase some ingredients for himself. After making these arrangements, they could finally return home. Yiwu returning, Yiwu entered the system room and saw the images of the two kings before him. He reflected on his desire to explore the world, recognizing that it was fueled by curiosity but limited by the priority of his family's safety. Yiwu couldn't entrust important matters to others, even if they seemed better than the Hanmo group. Thus, he resolved to rely on himself. To further this commitment, Yiwu purchased a drawing technique that perfectly met his expectations. Importantly, the required materials for the drawing technique were easy to find, solidifying his path of self-reliance. Yiwu urged to acquire the necessary material after spending 4 million on the black market. The next step was some fun programming time as the basic setting programming system finally started. Players only needed to follow the instructions to complete the next settings. Firstly, the player had to choose the gender of the mecha. Looking at the system, there were 2 choices, male or female. Yiwu found this part exciting. He really wanted to choose a male mecha, one filled with armor and high HP. However, there was always an inexplicable voice that urged him to choose a woman. Yiwu's body trembled, feeling like the voice came from another dimension, strong and irresistible. Weiss advised against using funny and unscientific reasons to hide the essence of his LSP, life-setting program. For this, Weiss received a blow from Yiwu. Despite the resistance, Yiwu ultimately chose the female gender for the mecha. After this choice, players could select the basic attributes of the female mecha. Examples included height, face shape, etc. There were also automatic setting options, such as a tall cold goddess, a well-behaved lowly type, or a mature older sister. Due to time constraints, Yiwu opted for a preset, as the critical factor was that the figure must have strong abilities. The system verified the required production level, detected that the host had the qualifications to master the techniques and materials required for production, and automatically generated the mecha. Now, Yiwu just needed to wait. As the humanoid woman's body began to take shape, Ye Wu was surprised and questioned whether it was automatically generated by the system. Despite initially thinking he had to do it himself, Weiss clarified that as a master technician, Ye Wu didn't need to create it manually. However, the system suddenly gave a danger warning due to unknown energy activity and started undergoing repairs. Shocked by the warning, Ye Wu inquired about the unknown energy body interference and whether something external could disrupt the system. Weiss, equally puzzled, mentioned he had never seen anything like this before. The repair didn't take long, and the system returned to normal, automatically proceeding to produce the mecha. Ye Wu wondered about the disturbance and recognized the need for a thorough investigation into the incident. While contemplating the earlier disruption, the process of creating the cold goddess mecha was finally completed. Weiss looked very excited to see what kind of cold goddess would appear. Meanwhile, Ye Wu looked embarrassed and admitted that he had never seen such a high, cold goddess, not even in the academy. Despite their expectations, the goddess's tall body didn't transform into the small body of the good, leaving them shocked and suspicious that this might be the effect of the earlier disturbance. Slowly, little Nana's eyes opened, revealing a sea of innocence in her small and sweet gaze. The girl asked Ye Wu if he was her master. Ye Wu, captivated by the beauty of the girl, was confused about how to respond. Weiss, equally captivated, commented that this type of well-behaved lowly seemed not bad. When Ye Wu regained consciousness a bit, he confirmed that he was indeed the girl's master. The girl quickly hugged Ye Wu while crying and expressed how much she missed her master. Ye Wu gently rubbed the little girl's head, reassuring her that there was no need to cry because this was a happy moment. While Ye Wu appreciated the little girl's good character, he still didn't understand her abilities at this point, given that she was in her early 20s. Meanwhile, the little Nana suddenly smiled, giving an unusual look. She declared herself as the strongest mechanical queen Nebula M79 Arena, finally reborn. Her smile appeared unsettling, revealing the ominous power of Arena. However, the little girl managed to cover it up by acting spoiled towards Ye Wu. Weiss, with the ability to detect lies, momentarily sensed spectrum fluctuations of 1,000th of a millisecond that showed an abnormal black color. Ye Wu, unaware of this, speculated that perhaps the Nana assembly from a goddess made her naturally inclined towards such behavior. Ye Wu, hearing that Weiss had almost detected Arena's presence, the little girl robot looked at the robot with cold eyes. Arena realized that she almost got caught by the broken copper and iron scraps in Ye Wu. She planned to cover up all the information leaks first, hide temporarily in her new body, and then seize the opportunity to rule the earth. Ye Wu affectionately rubbed the little girl's hair and named her Nana. He instructed the little girl robot to follow his orders, while Arena, cursing in her heart, smiled sweetly on the outside, pledging to obey everything her master said. Arena couldn't stand the idea of doing low-level tasks like washing dishes, given her status as the queen of an advanced silicon-based civilization. Despite this, her consciousness remained free, harboring secret plans for the future. It turned out that his body followed Ye Wu's orders unconditionally, and this really annoyed Arena. Ye Wu commented that Nana looked cute, but they couldn't bear to let the cute and small Nana wash the dishes. Mother also said that she really liked Nana, but letting the little girl do the housework like that when she just arrived at their house wasn't that bit cruel for Nana. Weiss answered, saying that his mother had worked hard most of her life, so it was time for her to rest. Just let Nana do everything. After all, Nana was a level 20 humanoid mecha, or rather bionic, so housework like that is not a problem at all for Nana. When Ye Wu didn't question whether his statement was true to Nana, the little robot confirmed it while smiling cheerfully. Finally, Ye Wu's mother could believe Ye Wu's words. Ye Wu was also happy because with Nana around, their house became livelier. After that, Ye Wu asked Nana to peel the apple and serve it to the table with a cheerful voice. Nana agreed to the master's orders, but inside the robot's heart, she was very angry because that stupid human kept telling her to. Nana swore that once she gave up control of this body, she would immediately kill the entire family. 3 days later, in the academy hall, all the students had gathered. The principal gave a speech, saying that after 3 days, all the students were relieved from panic. As everyone knows, 3 days ago, the academy experienced a terrorist attack on the eldest lady of the Hanmo group, namely Miss Emokir. This was a carefully planned high-level terrorist attack, and the academy's security level was completely beyond defense. The principal was very scared when he thought that Miss Emo was injured because if anything happened to Miss Emo, their academy would be finished immediately. As the principal, he felt very hopeless at that time. But in this crisis, someone appeared who not only saved Miss Mo but also pulled the academy back from the brink of despair. Someone worthy of being called a hero managed to fight a level 15 criminal. Even the leader of the criminals had a level close to 50. Hearing the principal's words, the students immediately became excited and wondered who the student could be who had succeeded in doing such an amazing thing. The principal enthusiastically said that all the students must have heard the rumors that he was a hero for their school. As a student of their own academy, the principal excitedly asked everyone to welcome their academy savior with warm applause and cheers. The very bright lights were directed at Ye Hao, who was walking slowly towards the stage. All the teachers and supervisors gave warm applause, but the students had gaping faces and were in complete disbelief that it was Ye Hao who had saved their academy. The majority of the students thought that this was a joke being pulled by the principal. The students accused the principal of fooling them by making Ye Hao a fake hero while keeping the real hero's identity a secret. A student wearing glasses even suggested that the principal deliberately gave all the credit to Ye Hao to hide the real savior. He questioned why the principal didn't choose himself if there was a need for someone to replace, especially someone who could beat trash like Ye Hao in all aspects. Hearing these accusations, Luo Feng immediately became angry and grabbed the boy by the collar. He pointed out that when Ye Hao went up to fight the strongest enemy, the bespectacled man had peed his pants. Faced with Luo Feng's aggressive attitude, the bespectacled man was frightened and couldn't respond. Meanwhile, most of the students were only able to wonder if it was really Ye Hao who had saved them. Despite the principal's assurances, many students found it difficult to believe this fact. According to them, it didn't matter who saved the academy because it was just a name. The prizes or awards mentioned might just be ordinary, according to their skepticism. Tian was saddened to see Ye Hao being underestimated by all the students. In reality, it was Ye Hao who had saved everyone, so why didn't anyone believe him? Even though Ye Hao was strong and handsome, Ruan Tian's eyes, when Ye Hao finally stood on the stage, the principal asked all the students to calm down and believe that Ye Hao was the savior of their academy. Ye Hao, however, asked the principal not to worry and to stop forcing them to believe. He explained that people would believe more in what they see with their own eyes, and it was a normal reaction to question what they couldn't understand without seeing it for themselves. In Ye Hao's opinion, it didn't matter whether they believed it or not. He only hoped that the principal wouldn't delay the award because of this little thing.